This is the Green Side Show,
where we discuss everything about the environment.
with news, interviews, data and opinions. Follow us live on Monday at 12 a.m.
On the Lookup Radio YouTube channel.
The green side for our future.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. Today we have three experts in the field of animal migration and climate change. Can you introduce yourself briefly and describe your field of study?
My name is Giacomo Tarozzi. I am a wildlife biologist with a focus on animal migration patterns.
I'm Federico Verdosci, and I am a climate scientist who studies the impacts that climate change has on ecosystem.
Hi, I'm Andrea Florini, an ecologist who is specialized in studying how species adapt to environmental changes.
Okay, I'm pleased having you here. I wanted to start this interview asking you about how does climate change affect the animal migration patterns.
Climate change affects animal migration in many ways. Some animals, such as birds, use the season temperature and the rainfall to time their migration. As these patterns are shifting because of global warming, these animals are going to have no longer resources they need to survive along their traditional migration routes.
Furthermore, animals that migrate to different climate areas can find that their destination environments have been changed due to global warming.
Okay, can you give us some examples?
Yeah, for example, an animal that migrates to a cooler area can find that the temperature is no longer sustainable for life because it has got hotter and hotter due to the global warming.
And as these animals are facing shifting of habitats and climate patterns, it's possible they may be exposed to new predators or find competition from other species that are better adapted to the changing environment. It seems cruel, but as Darwin say, the animal that survives best is the most adaptable.
That's certainly concerning. Can you give us some example of animals that are already in the middle of changes in their migration due to climate change?
Yes. One example is the whooping crane, which migrates from Canada to Texas every year. During the migration route, these animals used to rely on wetlands to catch food and rest for a while. Unfortunately, many wetlands have been destroyed or altered because of global warming or other human activities. As a result of this, whooping crane population have been decreased significantly in recent years.
Okay, and you can give us some more examples of this?
Well, everything Giacomo said was about an animal that is used to stop on wetlands. Let's now talk about another animal, the Arctic tern. The Arctic tern, a bird that lives near the Arctic, is used to migrate from that area to the Antarctic every year. This species is able to sense the changing seasons and follow food sources, but their migratory route involves flying over vast expanses of ocean. Climate change has led to rising sea levels and changing the ocean currents, which can make this journey more difficult or even impossible for some of them.
And up to now, we have been able to see a similar impact on many other migratory species, from sea turtle to caribou. The first one is for the organization, which is used to damage habitats. We suggest you to protect and restore critical habitats that are important for migration animals.
it sounds like the impact of climate change on animal migration is quite severe. Is there anything that can be done to reduce this dangerous route?
Yes, of course. There are several things that can be done by everybody. The first one is for the organization, which is used to damage habitats. We suggest you to protect and restore critical habitats that are important for migratory animals.
What does this involve?
This can involve regulating human activities that damage wetlands, forests, or other ecosystems that animals rely on.
The second one is for everybody. We think it's important to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and slow the pace of climate change. This is a complex challenge, but it is essential to protect not just migratory species, but all animals that ecosystem of the world.
Can you give us some example of this situation?
Yeah, an example closer to us, the immigration of parrots. Now, here in Bologna, we are living a period during which lots of parrots are coming to our city. The problem is that they cause incredible damage to the local ecosystem, stealing food from native species and killing smaller birds. The parrots won't be a problem if we keep them at home, as perhaps be a problem if we keep them as perhaps Dr. Pellots does. The important things is not leave them free when you realize that they can no longer be managed.
And how will you solve this problem?
Researchers like us have to continue to study how animals adapt to climate change and what we can do to help them by monitoring changes and migration patterns and identifying areas where species are most vulnerable. We can develop target conservation efforts that can make a real difference.
Okay, those are all great points, and now we are going to have a quick break. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye-bye.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom in the trees, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Set up the pie, you know how I feel. Yeah, freedom is mine, and you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new.
Okay, welcome back, and now I'm going to ask Giacomo if he has some final thoughts.
I think it's important to remember that migratory animals are an important part of our planet's biodiversity. and play a vital role in ecosystem around the world.
And while the challenge of climate change is daunting, it's important to remember that every small action we do can really make a difference. Whether it's reducing your personal carbon footprint or supporting conservation efforts in your community. There are many ways to make a positive impact.
And ultimately, we need to remember that our relationship with the natural world is interconnected. By protecting migratory animal and their habitats, we are also protecting our own future and the future of our planet.
Okay, thank you all for your time and expertise today. And it was nice talking about this topic, which you made it seem very important. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye bye.
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 This is the Green Side Show,
Where we discuss everything about the environment.
with news, interviews, data, and opinions. Follow us live on Monday at 12 a.m.
On the Look Up Radio YouTube channel.
The green side for our future.